Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Diary of a New York Jet Fan with Robbie Jersey. What's going on? Started getting used to this YouTube stuff. So we're gonna break down the everyone knows the 53 man roster was due yesterday. So it's all inside, it's all in. And it's lucrative. It's gonna change in probably the next couple of days. There might even be a trade. There's a couple of things. So we're gonna give you quick hits. We're gonna see what happened, and just break it down the best we can. Okay. So basically, the quick hits. I'm gonna go over the roster in by each unit at the end. So the running back, Trent Cannon, he made the team, and Lawrence Thomas. I would keep an eye on Lawrence Thomas, not because I don't know if they're gonna use a fullback, how much they're gonna use a fullback, because they like to use the tight end set. So that's something to look at. Tremont Peak, he made the team over Hanson and Trey McBride. I think the Trey McBride really surprised me. I thought the kid was gonna stick, you know. So and then offensive line wise, making the last spot was Ben Brandon. He gets the last spot. That was someone that they like, made the team. And then Novell Hewitt, he made the team over Kevin Minter, who played under Bowles in Arizona. So that was a little bit of a surprise. A little bit of okay. Then you go down to the safeties. They're keeping five safeties, and to round it off was Terrence Brooks and J.J. Wilcox made the team. And then also on cornerback, Derek Jones, the young kid that got drafted last year, made the team. That's pretty good. Now here's a guy that got released. They Donahue. A lot of fans like Donahue, and he pleaded guilty to two DWIs. I don't think his talent level. I don't think he's really shined as much in training camp on the field to make a case to stay with such baggage or such things looming over him. He's really got to get his life together, and I think he's got to focus more on football. I don't think his talent's going to overcome his DWIs. So basically, the surprises to me is Trey McBride, Chad Hansen. Not as much a surprise because you didn't see the production on the field, but being he was drafted last year, you thought maybe they stick with him another year. Peak making it, but Peak I think making it probably basically on special teams, and but he's a big size wide receiver, so maybe he does good on special teams. Maybe he could continue to develop. Maybe they can get something out of him. And Louis not making the team, and then I think a lot of people thought they would stick with Donahue, and he didn't make the team. So the thing to keep your eyes on today, Sunday, 1 p.m. Is the practice squad. They start setting up practice squad. They get 10 slots for the practice squad. So keep an eye on that. What happens and who goes through waivers. As far as the waiver wire, the Jets are sitting at a good position. They're sitting at 6. So they can pick up whoever got released the best of that. So at the 6th slot. So that's pretty good. And they can retain their guys that they cut to put them on the practice squad quicker too. So that's something to keep an eye on. So let's get into the meat of it, the 53 man roster, and it could change in a day or two. Mac can make a what do you call it trade or something. I got to get my pre workout meal, and I'm about to hit the gym right after I get done with this YouTube thing. So quarterback now was pretty self explanatory. Sam Darnold and Josh McCown still haven't announced the starter yet. But that's the two guys you go roll with, and we pretty much think it's going to be Sam week 1. I mean, it could be a surprise. They could throw McCown for weeks because it's 3 games in 10 days, something like that. So we'll see how that goes. Running back. So they decided to go with 5. It's a high number, but I'm including the fullbacks in that, so it ain't too crazy. So you got Bly Powell and you got Isaiah Crowell. That's probably your 1 and 2 starters, or you're going to see them in the mix, week 1. Eli McGuire is on the 53 man roster. Got a knee. I mean, maybe sometime September, maybe early October, you'll see him. Trenton Cannon. I think the thing with Trenton Cannon is, he didn't really flash during preseason games. But I went to like 1 or 2 practices, and when you saw him in practice, you saw the speed. When he got to the outside, he's hard to bring down. I think he's just a kid, man. He came from a smaller school, and maybe as time let him develop. I don't. I think he'll be. I think I say if he sticks around this in the Jets, I think next training camp he's really going to shine. So see if he develops. Maybe they can get him out there, get him build up his confidence a little bit, maybe get him a play or two in regular season and see what goes on. Lawrence Thomas, like I said, I like Lawrence Thomas. I think Lawrence Thomas keeps improving as a fullback. However, the thing is, I just think that with them using the tight end sets and how many tight ends they have, and for blocking, I feel like if they need a spot or extra spot, Lawrence Thomas could be the guy that they'll cut next. So that's I just would say keep an eye on that. Now it's tight ends. They're gonna keep four tight ends: Jordan Leggett, Chris Herndon, Eric Tomlinson, and Neil Sterling. I thought Neil Sterling had an excellent camp. He got banged up towards the end. Eric Tomlinson, I think, was the lock from the beginning. All around good blocker. He caught a few balls last year. And I think the two young guys, Jordan Leggett and Chris Herndon, they didn't see that much as we saw them a little bit in preseason training camp. They got banged up. We need to see them get healthy. Excuse me. Yeah, so let's see. But I mean, that's going to be interesting as the year goes on. It'll get better. Now let's go to wide receivers. We're going six wide receivers, which is pretty standard. Robbie Anderson, Terrell Pryor, Quincy Newlaw, Jermaine Curse, and Peak. And on injured reserve in that unit, it's going to be Lucky Whitehead. So I really like. You know what? I wasn't big on the Pryor thing in the beginning, but when I saw him in training camp, the strides, the dude's like when he's running, the strides he makes is so long. And his the size of him. I think he's going to be a real target in the red zone. I think he's going to be something to look at. I don't, and I love Curse. I mean, he's a little banged up too right now, so that's a little bit of an issue. And maybe this gives Pete maybe some opportunities. Maybe Pete can get healthy, get on the field, and maybe Pete can do a little progress his career. And then and having Lucky on injured reserve, if someone goes down and if he's healthy, now you have a returner. So let's get the offensive line. Offensive line, they kept nine. Spencer Long, the center. Brian Winters. Dakota Dozer, which I like Dozer because he's like a Swiss Army knife. He plays almost all the positions on the line, and you could utilize him in so many different ways. James Carpenter, Cavalli, Harrison, Shell, Kelvin Beachum, and then like I said earlier, Brandon. And on IR they got Ben, his last name, Izawatch or whatever. But so that's the starting that's the nine they kept. I think it's a decent unit. And from what I'm hearing, it looks like the starting five is gonna be good to go, healthy for week one. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe they'll pick up some. Maybe someone will get replaced out of there. Get some depth on there. Maybe we'll find someone out there, a piece that you can put in there, on the waiver wire. So now defensive line. You got Henry Anderson, Foley, Faguski, and Nathan Shepard, Michael Penn, Leonard Williams, and Stephen McClendon. That's a pretty good unit, I think, for us. I mean, for who's been on the team, and we'll see how it goes. I think that was cut down a little bit. I think I said there's only six, but I think there was some. I think they were running with 8 or 9 in the past couple of years. So maybe that can get bolstered, and maybe you'll get steal from another position. We'll see how it goes. Linebackers, they kept six. This is another. I know. Actually, I think the line. I'm sorry, I mixed that up. Linebackers, the one with 9, and we only have six. It's a little light. So the suspended one is Kevin Pierre-Louis, the Kansas City free agent, and then you got the guy, other guy, the six. It's Avery Williamson. I expect big things from him. Novell Hewitt, Brandon Copeland, Darren Lee, Josh Martin, and Jordan Jenkins. And Jordan Jenkins, man, he gets better each year. So so that's your rounding off your linebackers. So now you kept 5 safeties. Now, which I think you need them because you're probably gonna use a lot of 3-set safeties. Jamal Adams, Marcus May, Doug Middleton, J.J. Wilcock, and Terrence Brooks. They're your 5, and I think it's a solid 5. It's definitely a solid 5. And on the pub is Miles made the pub list. So that's on your 5, and I think that's a solid 5. I'm really confident with our safeties. Then cornerback, we got 7. Suspended is going to be Rayshawn Robinson. We know about that. And then Parry Nickerson, True Johnson, Darrell Roberts, Morris Claiborne, Buster Screen, Derek Jones, and Justin Burris. The only one that surprises me on this whole list is Justin Burris. I really didn't think Justin Burris was going to make the team, but he's made it. And usually they don't go with 7; they go with 6 cornerbacks. So that could change. And with Rashad Robinson being suspended, maybe if there's no injuries, Justin will end up getting cut, and Robinson will get onto the active roster. So that's what we're looking at right there. So and then kicker, it's Jason Myers, um, Edwards is your punter, and Hennessy's your long snapper. So pretty much, that's the starting 53 right now. I mean, that's the 53 roster right now, but it could change fast. So today we'll see what waiver wire. And the one thing I wanted to point out, in the past they had cuts a couple weeks prior, so they could pick up free. Like if they could have picked a free agent, someone cut someone, they could have picked someone up and had them in camp for a week or two. Now this year, what they did was they allowed them to have 90 roster to the end. So now all the cuts got cut this weekend. So that being said, I think that the NFL GMs are working a little bit differently, because you watch some of the numbers on some of the other teams. Like I believe the Patriots had some crazy numbers as far as they're not as who they keep and who they didn't keep. So I think a lot of people are expecting to get some people off the waiver wire, and that's how they're going to complete their roster. So this roster I just mentioned could change. I mean, I don't know, not drastically, but change here and there. So, but for now, that's what it is. And I think I'm excited. This is when you get excited. This is your 53 man. Some guys I really wanted to see McBride make the team. I just felt a little disappointed in that, but we'll see where it goes. I mean, I think Peak just had to make the team because special teams, and when you look at Peak, his size, and when you see him up close, the dude's a big guy. So hopefully he can do something. You want wide receivers that got the size over these cornerbacks. So that's pretty much it. And so I'll pop on if something goes on. But right now, I mean, I guess he's pretty content. Nothing too surprising. I think you got to be proud of the Jets for one thing is when they cut draft picks, like Stewart's not on the team. I didn't mention Stewart either. Stewart's another one who got and what do you go, Chad Hansen. Hey, look, these guys ain't producing. They're going away from their draft picks. A lot of people go criticize max drafts, but you know what? When you cut your losses, I don't have a problem with that, man. Sometimes you just gotta do that. You gotta if you keep them on just because of the draft picks, that doesn't help your team either. So I like what I'm seeing on the team. So we'll see. We'll go from here. Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go, baby.